Hello, Hero Collectors here. How's it going, everybody? Hope y'all are doing fantastic. I know I am, and today we're going to be cracking open this Marvel's The Thing from the Fantastic Four First Steps movie wave. He was probably the one I was most excited for just because I love the look that they're going for with this movie, and in figure form, I love the rocky texture. I don't know why. It's just, I was excited for this figure. But of course, he had to come last, not really last, but like the fourth out of the four that I ordered. So I had to wait the longest to get him. But I now have the full family. So that means I just need to get the Silver Surfer figure and decide if I'm going to get the depowered Johnny figure to finish out the wave. But so far, the wave has, or the first three figures I've opened were mostly good. I have a few, nitpicks, but overall, I'm pretty happy with them, and I'm going to be even more happy once I see the movie, I'm sure. But yeah, just overall, very excited for this movie, very excited for this figure. So let's just hurry up and get him out so we can see what he can do. There, okay. So, here we have the Thing. And let me actually angle the camera down and get it refocused. Alright, and he's coming across more orange on camera than he is, like, in hand. Oh, and he's only got a dumbbell. All the other figures had a ball and hinge. But I think he can get some good range. That's not too bad. But no, he's a bit more dulled in hand than how he's coming across on the camera. Not that it's a bad thing. I maybe would have liked a little bit more orange to him. He's got some good bend there. This bicep here is it's just a free floating kind of rotation kind of thing. There. We'll say the fist color doesn't have like the painted detail that the front of the figure has. So like you can see the kind of tone the front of the figure has, then it kind of gets lost on the back. You can see like some of the top of the stones here are painted, but it seems to like really kind of get lost here towards the hands. So that is kind of a bummer, but we'll see how long it actually does bother me, if it continues to bother me as I pose him around. Let's see there. And because of this figure, I was able to figure out where the communicators need to face. So there's a tiny little 4 you can kind of see there. That is supposed to be the part of the watch that faces them from what I'm seeing on the box. So I can now adjust all the other figures based on that. So, okay, he's got some good, decent back range. That's not bad. Not a lot of forward, though. I did see someone twist the torso, and oh, okay, yeah. That'll be good for a few poses, like a couple pictures. I like that. Let's reset him back. Get some good range out. He's got the 4 tempo on both sides. Interesting. Down in the comments, let me know, do you prefer this look of the Thing? I know we've seen in the trailers that he does actually have this look at some point in the movie. I think it's when he's pulling in the ship, so it's not completely inaccurate, but most of the trailers do depict him with the full outfit, so I'm sure we'll get that maybe later on, maybe probably in the Endgame wave, I'm sure. Or not Endgame, the Doomsday wave, I mean, since we know he's going to be continuing into that movie. So we got that. Okay, all the articulation's kind of broken in here. Let me just kind of see. Let's do a few poses just to kind of see what he can do. So, already looking pretty intimidating. I like it. And then, okay, then he just turns into a serious punch, which doesn't look too bad. Wonder if we can get a superhero or like a ground smash by twisting the torso like that. Yep, we can. That looks pretty cool. I like that. So, okay, yeah, if you want to get more range, you gotta kind of twist the torso around. So there's that. I actually did try that trick with Mr. Fantastic. It did not work as well, in my opinion. But let's see if we can get him running on one foot, just for the heck of it. See how well he balances. I will say I do wish he had an alternate head sculpt. Not one with the beard that we see in the trailer, but more the maybe like an angry or kind of like in mid-battle kind of head sculpt, if you get what I mean. So there he is, standing on one foot, looking pretty solid. Well, just gotta make sure it doesn't rotate on that ankle. Right there. Yeah. Dang it. Okay, I have to have him balance. So that was the whole point of this. Okay, there. It's not like Spider-Man figure where I'm trying to do a handstand, but there's that. Let's actually swap out one of the hands. I want to see if we can do kind of the intimidating, kind of punching. Nope, he's not going to be able to, kind of do one of those, if you get what I mean. He just does not have that range inward, so that's a shame. But I like the hands. The hands look good. I like the fact that we have an open hand and kind of a semi-grip hand here. But the sad thing is you can't do the okay from the trailer where he's trying the dish that Herbie's making. But yeah, okay, I'm enjoying this figure. He's pretty solid, rock solid, I might say. But a few limitations. Can't quite get the crossbody, but I think it's still pretty solid. So let's actually bring in the rest of the family. And actually, let's swap in the other hand, just because he's not going to be fighting the family. So he's going to be a little bit more relaxed. So there he is. And we've got Johnny, Reed, and Sue all together. Like so. Just trying to adjust to make sure nobody falls over. The ones that aren't the thing have been falling over pretty easily, but I'm trying to get the right detents on the ankles to fit. But no, they look pretty sick. I'm liking this. They look really good together. I'm going to need to start posing them around and actually taking photos. I might wait until after the movie just so I have a little bit more inspiration, in terms of actual scenarios that happen. I'll try not to spoil the movie once I do eventually take photos, but yeah, they look pretty sick. I'm liking having the full family here. The question is, do I need the other Johnny? And I just need to get the Silver Surfer. Now, we don't actually know what Doctor Doom is going to look like in Doomsday quite yet, and I just thought, why not bring in one of the comic Dooms, because I'll probably end up posing him with them, just for a couple of shots at least, and thought, why not show those together? He's rather tall compared to Reed and Sue, kind of almost reaching Ben's height. Not quite, but getting up there. But I think I'll probably use this Doom for a few photos with them. It kind of fits. It's not perfect, but I think it might work. We'll see how wrong I am once we do actually see Robert Downey Jr. as Doom and what his costume looks like. But yeah, I'm definitely going to use this Doom for a few photos. But just for fun, I'm going to pause the video for a second, and I'm going to pose all four of these together to close out the video. Alright, here is the first family all posed up together. I'm liking this. I really am. I'm excited to actually have these guys in hand. I'm hoping to see the movie next Friday, and as soon as I get home, I know I'm going to wind up posing these figures. So I'm glad to have them now, and overall I'm pretty satisfied with just getting them in hand as they are. Eventually they'll go on my Multiverse Saga Heroes shelf with a lot of the other, characters we've gotten, like Sam Wilson and Thor and Hawkeye, Wolverine, Spider-Man, all the others. I'm not even going to list them all, but it's going to be really satisfying to have MCU Fantastic Four figures amongst the other MCU characters. That, it's just the finally having this family in the MCU to like integrate the action figures into the display is just going to be a very satisfying look and feel. So very happy to have these guys, and they're looking pretty sick. But overall, in the Thing figure, my biggest complaint is probably just getting the crossbody and then no alternate head. Otherwise, I'm pretty happy with him. He might be my favorite so far of the four. He's pretty awesome. I love the way he looks, the rock texture. It's pretty solid. The no paint on the back of the figure is kind of disappointing, but still, I think it's a pretty satisfying release for a Thing figure. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. I will get 2 reviews of these guys here in the near future. I'll probably pair them off, Reed and Sue together, and then Johnny and Ben together. I just like to do 2 figures in a review. I don't go super in depth, so it just kind of fills out the video a little bit longer. But yeah, I would say in the next couple weeks, once I see the movie, I'll sit down and take photos, and then I'll do a review not long after that. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. Did you get all 4 of these figures? Did you get the whole wave? Let me know everything, and while you're down there, make sure you like the video. Make sure you are subscribed, and I will talk to you all in another video, another post, another time.